What are the chances Detroit selects Kayvon Thibodeaux? Let's Talk Lions. Welcome back to an all-new episode here at Let's Talk Lions. Thank you for all of the love and the support here. I do appreciate it. Thank you for showing your love and support through subscribing to the channel. And if you're already subscribed to the channel, then another way you could do it is just scroll through your contact list and click an eeny, meeny, miny, mo and send them my channel. In which case, it could be anybody. It could be your dentist. Also, we're having a little giveaway here at Let's Talk Lions because why not? In fact, Mr. Microphone, just move over for a second. Giving this bad boy away, a 1990s Reebok Detroit Lions jacket. So if you would like to be included in the giveaway for this jacket, run over to my Instagram. That's at Let's Talk Lions. You'll see a post. It should be the most recent one, and that will give you instructions as to how to be included in this giveaway. It is a size large, so if you're small, you're not going to fit. Well, you'll fit, but it might not be great. Well, the Christmas of the NFL is coming up. It's coming up within 26 days at this point. That's right, the NFL draft. And where last year, I would say the Detroit Lions fan base as a whole, 85% of the fan base knew that Detroit needed an O-lineman. I would say the last 15% knew we needed one, but just didn't want one. But 85% of us were on the same page where we said, hey, if Sewell's available, he's probably the best pick for Detroit at number 7. There was some Slater guys, obviously. However, I'd say that the majority of the fan base was together. There was this feeling of, yeah, we understand what we need in Detroit. However, this year, it is total war. It's just Rome on a conquest, except for Lions fans everywhere are just disagreeing at the nth degree. You got guys out there wanting Aiden Hutchinson. You got guys out there wanting Kyle Hamilton. You got the Malik Willis train. You got the KT. You got, name it. There are people all over the map hoping for Detroit to do something, and there's a lot less unity. Fan base is all over the map, and it is quite merited, I would say. Merited. I know that's a word, but I don't like the way it came off the tongue. It just didn't sound real. Last week, it was reported that Brad Holmes and 6 other fellas from the organization headed out to Kayvon Thibodeaux's Pro Day. That's right, 7 Detroit Lions individuals, scouts, you name it, went out there to watch KT. Now, granted, there were some other guys, McKinley, a couple other people that had their day. However, they were there for KT. If you don't know by now, Kayvon Thibodeaux, he is the edge rusher from Oregon. He was one of the top draft prospects throughout the season. It really wasn't until the season ended that we saw KT begin to slide. And now the draft is very interesting because leading up to it, 1, 2, 3 months before, all these narratives come out via the media, and those narratives have the tendency of clouding or really raising and lowering the stakes of some of the guys in the draft. It's just the way it is. You have all these things going on that really raise and lower the stakes of the individuals, of the player heading into the draft. Sometimes them sliding down, sometimes them sliding up. It is a fascinating time to sit there and say, even though nothing's happening, all of a sudden this guy sucks for that reason, and all of a sudden this guy is God mode for that reason. It's just, there's so much that goes on, and it can be quite exhausting. Recently, KT came under scrutiny because of his lack of work ethic. You know, some people pointing to some films, some plays where he might not have been in it, just kind of gave up. Other people, he did not really do himself any favors, but at the combine, it was a long day, and he opted out of multiple drills. And so there are these moments, these things that are happening where people are pointing at him and saying, he doesn't have it. He doesn't have the zeal. He doesn't have the passion. He doesn't want it. Do his wants and his needs, do they lie outside of football? Like, there has been a lot of scrutiny over Thibodeaux recently. So when you see Brad Holmes and 6 other individuals from our organization go to his pro day, it does tell you that Brad Holmes sees something, that there's something there that they love, because up until a couple months ago, Thibodeaux was one of the top draft prospects. Some people were selecting him over Aiden Hutchinson. So just a fascinating thought. Regardless, Holmes, 6 other guys from the Lions organization are there, and that speaks volumes. KT is 6'4". He's 254 pounds, and he at the combine ran a 4.58 40. Thibodeaux standing off the edge is just explosive. Last year in 10 games, he had 49 tackles, 12 tackles for loss, and a total of 7 sacks. He's just absolutely hot off the line. He is aggressive. He's a powerhouse. If you haven't watched any film of him, go do that. Now, it's interesting because still today, and I've said it 100 times, and I'm just going to say it again, given the opportunity, if Aiden Hutchinson is at number 2, he is the one that I would select. I hope that the Detroit Lions, if Hutchinson is available, select him at number 2. However, if Hutchinson goes to the Jags at 1, I want Thibodeaux at number 2. That's it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. He's the guy that I would want if Hutchinson is unavailable. When you look at him and you watch him come off the line, I think Thibodeaux offers so much and would be an absolute stud, a game changer. His explosiveness, his power, technique, all of it. When I watch him, he's a guy that I would want rushing off our edge. And that's why Brad Holmes was there. Obviously, Brad Holmes and the Detroit Lions staff see something in KT that, okay, sure, maybe there's work ethic issues. Maybe there's some of these things that have been kind of clouding the overall judgment of him and his gameplay. However, they're looking at the gameplay and they see something. And why else would the Magnificent Seven show up at his pro day? There is more to him than I think we're really getting to see. I think there's more to KT than we know. I don't think you'd show up with an entourage if there wasn't. And where I know that there is much talk about his character and the work ethic, I think that if there's one coaching staff in the NFL that could really whip him into shape and change that, it's ours. It's playing for Holmes. It's playing for Campbell. It's playing for Glenn. I really believe that if there were any issues, if there are actual issues with his work ethic, with the character, the me, not we mentality, I think the Detroit Lions would be a perfect place for him to go and have that whipped into shape, because you're not going to roll with us and that not get fixed. You have a guy like Michael Brockers as a veteran on the line with you. Man, Michael Brockers is the perfect leader for a guy like KT, with or without the work ethic issues. I love having Brockers on this squad. I think he's huge for these young guys. Man, I think with the proper coaching, KT could become great in the NFL. And yes, I know, I'm obviously pushing Hutchinson on you, on everybody, if the Lions can select him. But if Hutch isn't there, I wouldn't even bat an eye, and I would take Thibodeaux number 2 immediately. I think we can't pass up on one of these 2 edge rushers. It just doesn't make sense looking at the Lions squad as a whole. And this is where enters all the different conversation topics for Detroit fans and what they want. You got the guys and you got the people sitting there saying, well, no, because Hamilton and this reason. And I get it all. And like I said earlier, I think they all have merit. I think every single selection, like I can see it. When people come at me and they say Hamilton for A, B, C, and D, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Those are good reasons. When people come at me and they say Hutchinson for these reasons or KT for these reasons, whatever, other than Willis, I know, I'm sorry. At that point, I'm just, I see the merit in it all. I really do. So what are the chances the Lions actually select Thibodeaux at number 2? I think they're pretty high. I think they're higher than Kyle Hamilton. And I know you don't want to hear that, but I really do. When you look at what Detroit needs and you add that edge rushing component, that extra one, because obviously we got Romeo Okwara coming back. We have a lot of guys coming off the injuries. If you add another dynamic edge off the side and you're applying that pressure to the QB up in the front seven, man, that's where you're going to cause a lot of problems for the opposing offense. That's where you're going to cause a lot of problems for the QB. And this is where everybody has a different thought on the game of football. But I think more recently, in the last however many years, 10, 15 years, you see that pressure up front and what those TJ Watts are able to do. The Bosa's, what they're able to do up front, and how that shapes and changes the dynamic, the flow of the game. That's what I want. That's what I want. And I think that Aiden Hutchinson offers that, and I think KT offers that. And so what are the chances that KT gets selected? I think they're higher than Hamilton. I think they're higher than Malik Willis. I really do. I think it's Aiden Hutchinson or KT. Those are really what it's going to be. And if it's not, I will be genuinely surprised. And this will be my surprised face. Book it. But hey, that's just me, just what I think. You tell me what you guys think. Drop it in the comments. And before you go, don't forget, got a giveaway over on Instagram, size large, for you. From me. To you. From me. So that'll do it for today. Goodbye.